Today we're diving into the extraordinary life of Cleopatra VII, Egypt's last pharaoh. A cunning, captivating, and determined woman who skillfully navigated politics, family intrigue, and powerful alliances with Rome. Her story is marked by pivotal events that changed the destiny not only of Egypt, but of the entire Mediterranean world. Have you ever wondered why Cleopatra is considered one of the most fascinating and powerful women in ancient history? And what was the real secret behind her legendary meeting with Julius Caesar? We'll answer these questions throughout the video, but first, remember to subscribe to our channel, Best of History and Mythology, leave a like, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new, captivating episodes. Cleopatra VII was born in 69 BCE into the Ptolemaic dynasty, a family of Macedonian-Greek origin that ruled Egypt for nearly 300 years. Although Cleopatra was of Greek descent, she was one of the first Ptolemaic rulers to embrace the native culture of Egypt, even learning the Egyptian language. Alexandria, the bustling capital of Egypt, where Cleopatra spent her youth, was a center of learning and culture, housing the famous Library of Alexandria. As a child, Cleopatra would have been educated in a wide range of subjects, including politics, history, and languages, preparing her for the role of a queen. Cleopatra's father, Ptolemaic II, struggled to maintain his grip on the throne due to external pressures from Rome and internal unrest in Egypt. Rome, which was rapidly expanding its empire, held significant influence over Egypt, and Cleopatra would have grown up in an environment where Roman power loomed large. These early experiences with Roman influence would shape Cleopatra's later relationships with powerful Roman figures like Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. By understanding the political landscape of both Egypt and Rome, Cleopatra developed a keen sense of diplomacy and strategy that would define her reign as Queen of Egypt. In her early years, Cleopatra witnessed the fragile nature of her family's reign. The Ptolemaic dynasty was marked by power struggles, assassinations, and rivalries between siblings. This tumultuous environment undoubtedly influenced Cleopatra's own political tactics. Despite the family's Greek roots, Cleopatra's ability to connect with the Egyptian people set her apart. She presented herself as the reincarnation of the goddess Isis, a powerful symbol in Egyptian mythology which helped solidify her image as a legitimate ruler of ancient Egypt. The birth of Cleopatra and her early years in Alexandria were the foundation of what would become one of the most iconic reigns in history. After the death of her father, Ptolemy II, Cleopatra ascended to the throne of Egypt alongside her younger brother, Ptolemy II, as was the custom in the Ptolemaic dynasty. However, their co-rule quickly descended into a bitter rivalry, fueled by court intrigue and the ambitions of Ptolemy III's advisors. Cleopatra, known for her intelligence and political acumen, sought to govern independently, but the male-dominated court opposed her. These internal struggles soon placed the young queen in a dangerous position. Cleopatra was forced into exile, fleeing to Syria as her brother's forces took control of Alexandria. Despite being ousted from power, Cleopatra's determination to reclaim her throne remained unwavering. From Syria, she began amassing an army, preparing to march back to Egypt. This period of Cleopatra's life marks her first significant challenge as queen and showcases her resilience and understanding of power dynamics within Egypt. Meanwhile, Rome's influence over Egypt was undeniable. The Roman general Julius Caesar arrived in Alexandria in pursuit of his rival, Pompey, who had sought refuge there. Cleopatra, aware of the growing power of Rome and the importance of forming strategic alliances, knew that Caesar could be her key to regaining control of Egypt. Her political foresight and knowledge of Egypt's importance to Rome would soon lead her to one of the most critical moments of her reign. Cleopatra's eventual meeting with Caesar would become a pivotal moment, not only in her life but in the history of Egypt. Do you think Cleopatra genuinely cared about Egypt's well-being, or was her real goal personal power and political survival? Let us know your thoughts in the comments after watching the story. Cleopatra's return to Egypt was a bold and calculated move, but her next step would cement her place in history. Knowing that her brother Ptolemy III had allied himself with Julius Caesar's rival, Pompey, Cleopatra saw an opportunity to forge a powerful alliance with Caesar, the most influential figure in Rome. Her decision to meet Caesar was not only a political calculation, but also a demonstration of her fearless nature. Legend has it that Cleopatra had herself smuggled into Caesar's quarters, rolled up in a carpet to avoid detection by her enemies. This daring act not only showcased her ingenuity, but also immediately impressed Caesar. Cleopatra's intelligence and charisma captivated the Roman general, leading to a personal and political alliance that would reshape the future of Egypt. The meeting between Cleopatra and Caesar marked the beginning of a partnership that would help Cleopatra reclaim her throne as Queen of Egypt. By aligning with Caesar, Cleopatra solidified her power in Egypt, but her ambitions extended beyond mere survival. As Cleopatra and Caesar's relationship grew, so did the influence of Egypt in Roman politics. Caesar's support allowed Cleopatra to eliminate her rival, Ptolemy III, and secure her rule over Egypt. The union between Cleopatra and Caesar was not only a personal one, but a key moment in the story of Cleopatra, Egypt, and the ever-expanding reach of Rome. The queen's ability to navigate these political waters, balancing her role as both ruler of Egypt and ally to Rome, demonstrated her unmatched strategic mind. This chapter highlights Cleopatra's cleverness and boldness in securing an alliance with one of the most powerful figures in history. It also underscores how this partnership would come to define not only her reign, but also her place in the greater narrative of ancient Egypt and Rome. Cleopatra's alliance with Julius Caesar transformed her reign, cementing her position as the Queen of Egypt and elevating her influence on the international stage. Following her return to power, Cleopatra ruled alongside Caesar, and their relationship grew beyond politics. As lovers, their union was both a personal connection and a powerful political alliance between ancient Egypt and Rome. Cleopatra, with her unmatched intellect and deep understanding of politics, knew how to maintain Caesar's favor. She hosted elaborate banquets in Alexandria, showcasing the grandeur of the Egyptian court, and presented herself as the embodiment of the goddess Isis, further strengthening her position. For Cleopatra, this relationship was not just about securing her throne, it was about establishing Egypt as a key player in the Roman world. The birth of Caesarion, her son with Julius Caesar, was a pivotal moment for Cleopatra. She hoped that Caesarion would one day unite Egypt and Rome, creating a new dynasty that would rule over the Mediterranean. However, Cleopatra's ambitions were not without obstacles. If you're enjoying this story about Cleopatra's life, don't forget to support our work. Subscribe now to Best of History and Mythology, leave a like, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on other valuable historical and mythological content. In Rome, Caesar's relationship with Cleopatra sparked controversy. Many Romans viewed the Egyptian queen as a foreign influence over their leader, which added tension to their already complex political situation. Despite this, Caesar continued to support Cleopatra, granting her land and military resources to solidify her reign. In 46 BCE, Cleopatra visited Rome with Caesarion, a bold move that further entwined her fate with that of Caesar. Her presence in the city created a stir, with many Roman elites disapproving of her influence over Caesar. However, her status as the Queen of Egypt and her close relationship with the Roman general solidified her place in Roman politics. As Cleopatra's power in Egypt grew, so did her role in shaping the destiny of both Rome and Egypt. The Queen's alliance with Caesar was one of the most significant relationships in ancient history, setting the stage for a new chapter in the story of Cleopatra, her reign, and her enduring legacy in the history of Egypt. Do you think Cleopatra could have maintained her power without alliances with Roman figures like Julius Caesar and Mark Antony? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. In 44 BCE, Cleopatra's fortunes were dealt a devastating blow with the assassination of Julius Caesar in Rome. As Caesar was stabbed by members of the Roman Senate, including his once loyal allies, the political landscape shifted dramatically. For Cleopatra, who had relied heavily on her relationship with Caesar to maintain her power in Egypt, his death was not just a personal loss, but a significant political crisis. Cleopatra had been in Rome with her son, Caesarion, when the assassination took place. She understood immediately that without Caesar's protection, her position as Queen of Egypt would become precarious. The power vacuum in Rome led to a bitter struggle between Mark Antony, Octavian, and the assassins of Caesar, each seeking to fill the void left by the fallen general. Cleopatra, always the astute politician, had to navigate this dangerous new reality. Returning to Alexandria after Caesar's death, Cleopatra began to secure her position within Egypt, knowing that her survival would depend on which faction emerged victorious in the Roman power struggle. She aligned herself with Caesarion, declaring him Caesar's rightful heir, a claim that was both a political maneuver and a challenge to Octavian, Caesar's adopted son and heir in Rome. While she worked to stabilize her rule in Egypt, she kept a watchful eye on Rome, waiting to see who would emerge as the next dominant force. Cleopatra knew that any misstep could result in the loss of her kingdom, making this period one of strategic caution and political calculation. As the rivalry between Mark Antony and Octavian escalated, Cleopatra found herself once again at the heart of the political struggle between Rome and Egypt. Her alliance with Mark Antony would soon define the next chapter of her life, as she fought to preserve her reign and the future of Egypt. Thank you for watching this first episode on the extraordinary life of Cleopatra. We'll see you soon for the second episode, filled with more fascinating details about the queen who made history.